What's going on? How you doing? This is Coach MT. Back in here with some more credit value. All right. Hopefully you all are paying attention. All right. And this is what I'm sharing with you is not be all that ends all. This is just common information. Okay. Maybe you do know it. Maybe you don't know it. Maybe it's good to hear it again. But these are 3 credit card mistakes to avoid. Okay, so if you have credit cards out there, these are a couple of mistakes that you'll want to avoid if you want your financial ecosystem to work in your favor. Okay, so the first thing is carrying extremely high balances. The reason that you may be carrying high balances is because your expenses are high, right? Your rent is high, your car note is high, your insurance is high. You may be spending too much money on things that you're not really using, like certain subscriptions. So if you're carrying high balances, that means the money that should go to the card is going elsewhere. So one thing I suggest you do is first get your leak score. Okay, over in the Budget Boys free community, you can get your leak score for free. And your leak score will determine what your other scores are, your credit score, your insurance score, things of that nature. Okay, so carrying high, but you want to avoid carrying high balances. So get your leak score, find out how much you may be leaking, and then reallocate those funds into other spaces. Okay, and one of those first other spaces you want to do is getting rid of debt. Sometimes it means changing where you live. I know it's something I did, and I was saving $400 to $600 a month because I changed where I live. All right, I changed where the cost of living, okay, and I was able to take that extra 400 to 600 and allocate it in different areas. Oh man, was it a game changer? Okay, number 2, avoid paying after the due date. Okay, you have 2 dates on your card. You have a due date, the day the payment is due, and you have a statement date. The statement date is the date that that card or that account reports to the credit bureau. So to the consumer reporting agency. So find out what your statement date is. All right. And paying after the due date, you're getting the habit of paying late. And before you know it, you have a 30-day late and 60-day late. Okay. Again, the reason you're late is that your expenses are high somewhere else. Okay. Now I'm going to give you something you can do on your cards to kind of help with your score. Make 2 payments during the cycle. So after the statement date, 5 days after the statement date, make half your original payment, or just make a payment for $5. Okay, so let's say your statement date is on the 15th. On the 20th, make a payment for $5 to that account. Okay, then when the due date comes, pay the remainder, or pay whatever it says to pay. Okay, it might be $5 less, it may not be, but pay the rest. And it's going to look like you made 2 payments during the cycle because it was after the statement date. That's going to help kick up your score a little bit as well, too. All right. And then finally, using cards without tracking spending. I know it's really challenging to track what you're doing and tracking your spending. We made a free spending tracker for you. It's a free bot. You can put your account information in there where you can just kind of track your spending. All right, it's going to say, okay, you're on pace, and you tell it what you want to do. Give it goals. Say, I'm looking to do this. And they'll say, okay, you're right on track to do this. Well, you may want to cut back here. Well, it seems like you're spending too much here. All right, numbers are logical, and it's ones and twos. It's not circles. It's very definitive. You know, without a shadow of a doubt, 2 plus 2 is 4. I don't care how you say it, which way you write it, and in what language. But if you do your finances the same way, you'll have a better chance of getting to where you want to be. And for most people, it's just being comfortable financially, where you don't have to really, you can pay your bills, but there's no worry. All right, everybody wants to get there, but it takes the education. If there's a certain lifestyle that you want to live financially, it's going to start with the information. It's going to start with the information, and then that new information gives you new beliefs. Because if you don't believe in it, then it doesn't make any, it won't make any sense to move forward. So you get the good information or the new information or the updated information, just like your brain is a computer. You're just uploading new information. Then your beliefs change. Then your thoughts change. Okay? Then once your thoughts change, now you get to do different actions or the right actions or certain actions because there's a certain lifestyle you're looking to get to. And then you do those certain actions long enough, it changes your life, such as you plug your leaks, reallocate those funds to paying down some of those high balances, and then learn how to allocate the rest. We have a whole program on allocation to start building margin. Okay, but let's say you were able to find an extra $250 in plugging your leaks, right? And now that extra $250 can go towards that, or let's say extra $100. You're already paying $50. Now you're paying $150 on that high balance. And that high balance to you might be $1,000. Okay, or high balance would mean the closer you get to the credit limit. So if your credit limit is 1,000 and your balance is 950, that's a high balance. But now instead of paying $50 a month, now you're paying $150 a month. And 150 times 6 is 90. That's 900. So it would take you about 6 months to pay that balance down. Minus interest and things of that nature. I know there's interest, but I'm just plain numbers. Because 150 times 6 is 900. So instead of with $50, it would take you 12 months to pay it off or longer. No, that's a third. If you increase it by a third, it might take you 18 months. Now you cut it down to 6. So now that balance is down to $100, $50. And what is that going to do for you? Whew. Less stress. Right? And let's say you pay that card off and then you take that $150 and add it to the balance of another card. Say you was paying $100 on another card, now you're paying $250. And another 6 months later, that $250 will pay that card off. Whew. Right? And you're tracking all of this. So before you know it, maybe a year and a half later, you are all zero except one. That's how you want to have your credit cards. All of them zero except one. And that's the one that you use to kind of keep your revolving credit process going. Then you pay that one down to zero and then use another one. All zero except for one. See how this works? See how it's all intertwined? So you want to avoid these, but if you want to get help avoiding these, come join us over in the Budget Boys community. It's free. Get your free leak score. And get your credit right and learn how to allocate your credit margin. Okay? So, Coach MT, we'll see you on the next video.